Good evening, Lizzie boys, and in case you're noticing, yes, I am posting 2 days in a row. It's crazy, don't you think? But today, I just had a couple thoughts. Mostly about Monster High, which is ironic because I am holding a Bratz Krista doll right now. I like Krista. I like her a lot. But that's not the point. Krista's not an icon or anything. This one has a haircut. She needs her hair back. But that's not what's important. Today, I'd like to rant about Monster High. It's no secret that I'm a Monster High fan. Case in point, I have a lot of Monster High artwork on my wall. But not just that, there's also my very large Monster High collection. I have a lot of Monster High dolls, and Ever After High alike. I have a lot of dolls in general. All these ones over here, those are for sale if you want them. They're on my Mercari shop. But yeah, I have a lot of Monster High dolls. It's no secret. Oh my god, what happened to your hair? So recently, it's no secret that Monster High has picked up popularity on TikTok, primarily due to Draculaura. People were calling her an e-girl, they redrew her as an e-girl a million times, and even though that's not her fashion at all, it kind of stuck, and people are like, oh my god, Draculaura, e-girl. And then they found Elizabeth, and they haven't shut up ever since. But today, I'm a bit interested in diving into why this has happened, because it just feels like it came out of nowhere, honestly. Like, I'm no detective or anything, but I know this popularity came from TikTok. Like, Monster High has always had a small but, like, dedicated fan base. There's lots of people who are nostalgic for it because it came out in the early 2010s. And now that the brand is 10 years old, the little 7-year-olds who grew up playing with it are 17, 10-year-olds are 20, you know, that's just the way it works. Like, I started collecting in 2013, and it's now 2021, going on 2022. So I've almost been collecting for 9 years now. And I only got into it because of Ginnifier. Ginnifier sold me on the brand. I actually got my first Monster High dolls back in 2011. And I can show them to you in this video. I'll probably do it later, though. But, yeah, Monster High's been going for a very long time, and there was actually a period where the dolls on eBay were so cheap. And this was due to the reboot era. The reboot era just kind of tanked the prices of the original dolls by a lot. And yeah, I actually worried they were going to get more expensive, so I tried to buy them before the reboot came out, and I still got a ton of good deals. But that's not what this video is about. It's about why Monster High suddenly got so popular, and where the popularity came from. So, with that, let me put Krista down because her hair is a mess, her shirt's not staying down, and she doesn't even have feet. So, love you, baby! So, Monster High has released a lot of characters. A lot of dolls, too. There's tons of convention-exclusive dolls, the Comic-Con exclusives, there's the first Comic-Con exclusive, and there's tons of store exclusives, like Target exclusives, there's tons of fashion packs, Toys R Us exclusives. You guys remember Toys R Us? That was a time. But in short, Monster High released a lot of dolls over its, 5-year original run. Can you believe Monster High only went for 5 years in the original dolls? It's kind of crazy. And then the reboot era lasted from about 2016 to... Some say it officially ended in 2018, but I'm not sure about that. I feel like the dolls were off the shelves for much longer than that. The reboot didn't last very long. But Monster High centers around these main few characters. Frankie, Claudine, Draculaura. These two are not... Well, Abby kind of is. There's Cleo. There was Deuce, but he slowly became more irrelevant because he's not a girl. And Laguna and Ghoulia. Ghoulia's pretty cool. Ghoulia's underrated. So, yeah, we got our main cast of characters. And the most popular character now is Draculaura. She's always been popular because she's the girl who wears pink. And Frankie, I don't know, she gets a lot of hate. I thought she was annoying too, but she's not that bad, guys, come on. So Draculaura is the catalyst for Monster High becoming so popular again. And you guys probably noticed right away the lace, the little heart on her cheek, the black lipstick. Yeah, Draculaura, her style was like a gothic, sort of like gothic Victorian look. It's because she's the daughter of Dracula. And you know how those TikTok girls are about vampires and emo fashion and stuff like that. You know how the e-girls are. So, I think Draculaura, it's no secret to say that she's the catalyst for it. Though there is also Elizabeth. she's another vampire, and this time she's, like, actually goth, so, yeah. But one thing that I've noticed ever since Draculaura blew up is that the prices for almost all the Monster High characters have gone up a lot. When Monster High was new, the dolls were very easy to get. You'd go to the store, they'd be like $20. It was the same way with Bratz. Bratz are really expensive now too, but you could still get a deal if you like search for it, but that's not the point. So, one big example I have is the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, the SDCC dolls. So, these dolls all go for stupid prices now, but let me tell you how much they went for when they were brand new, like when the convention had just happened and people were selling them online like immediately after. Iris and Manny went for about 60 to 80, Widona went for about 40 to 60. I'm not sure about Ghoulia. She's always been the most expensive, but I don't actually know how much she went for when the convention first started. I believe Skara and Hoodoo were going for around 62, and these two went for 80. As for the original Frankie, at Comic-Con she was sold for 30, and she actually originally did not sell out, so she ended up being passed along to Justice to be sold in their stores. Yeah, since Frankie was the first Comic-Con exclusive doll, she actually did not sell out because it was a new brand. I got mine for like $160. My Valentine and Wisp I paid $80 for, but at Comic-Con they were sold for $40. Skara and Hoodoo were also sold for $40, but I got mine for $12 because I found them at the flea market. That is my greatest find of all time, honestly. Deadfast Ghoulia, she cost me a pretty penny. I paid like $200 for her, but I also got this Ghoulia wearing this fashion pack, and I got her box, so I didn't have to unbox her myself. So I didn't have to carry the weight of unboxing her myself. Widona was a Christmas gift, but she was going for around $100 at the time when she was gotten for me. And Iris and Manny I actually got for the price of free, but at Comic-Con they went for $40, just like any other 2-pack. So these dolls are now some of the most expensive Monster High dolls. Which, yeah, it makes sense, they're convention exclusives. But I'm just saying, before Monster High got popular, it was really easy to get them for a good deal. Another example of dolls that have increased in value is the original Wave dolls. I paid $20 for my Ghoulia, $30 for my Laguna, about $20 to $25 for Cleo and Deuce, $7 for Frankie, like $6 to $8 for Draculaura, and $12 for my Claudine. And my Abby was semi-new in box for like $20. You can't get these prices anymore. And that's primarily due to scalping, which is when people overcharge dolls on the internet. Basically, the dolls will never be worth as much as people are asking for, but people will pay those prices because they want the dolls and they're basically locked behind this permanently high paywall. Fortunately, the Monster High community is pretty chill, so if someone gets a good deal, nobody will, like, rat on them to the seller, but in the Bratz community, this is a huge problem. So, I don't know, the doll community doesn't seem to like to support itself, but basically, the only reason these dolls have gone up in value recently is due to popularity. The opposite has happened with Ever After High, where the prices of the dolls are currently pretty low because popularity isn't very high for them anymore. Meanwhile, you know, people are paying like $40 to $60 for Draculaura. People are still paying a lot for Laguna and Ghoulia. I feel like that's always happened though. These two never got reissued outside of that big 6-pack that nobody could find, and Deuce never got reissued at all, because once again, Deuce is a boy. There are other Monster High lines that have gone up in value, such as Sweet Screams, which, like, honestly, I can't blame y'all for this one. They're really pretty. But the more we give in to the high prices, the higher they will go, because when people say they see that someone's willing to pay, like, $150 for something, they'll start charging $160 in hopes that they can get that instead. Because it always plays into what other people are selling it for. Obviously, you'll aim for something lower, but also something high enough that you still make what feels like what you feel like the item is worth. These dolls go for stupid prices. It is insane. It's insane. I get that they're really pretty, y'all, but like, guys, come on. It's dolls. I'm not shaming anyone, though. I think I paid... Never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I paid for these dolls because someone will accuse me of flexing. I don't know, I just feel like doll prices shouldn't be as high as they are. And of course there is this really weird thing that goes on in the Bratz community especially, where people like kind of fetishize the characters of color, like Jade, Sasha, especially Felicia. Felicia is the most expensive Bratz character, primarily due to her skin tone. She's a big fan favorite. Y'all probably even know who she is just by me talking about her. Sasha dolls are crazy overpriced. Felicia dolls are crazy overpriced. Like, it's a little insane, honestly. I feel like Claudine dolls aren't overcharged for as much as, like, Draculaura, for instance. That's because of Draculaura's popularity with the e-girl community. I've seen so many, like, alt-goth alternative clothes online that just have, like, stolen Draculaura art on them, and they don't even, like, credit it as Monster High. They're just like, oh, goth anime girl. So in short, Draculaura is very popular. Krista's back because we got a little off topic. But basically, Monster High prices have gone up a lot recently, and while I'm glad to see Monster High being popular again, I feel really bad for people who suddenly can't afford the dolls, even though they used to be so affordable just a couple years ago. Like, I was still getting really good deals on my dolls even back in, like, 2020. Probably, like, early 2020 to 2019. Like, I got the exchange program, Draculaura, the one where she goes to Japan, for, like, $15, and now people pay, like, $60 plus for that doll, I'm pretty sure. If you guys want her, deals are out there. You just have to wait. Good things come to those who wait. But I guess where I was trying to go with this rant is that I feel like doll resellers are very predatory in a way. Like, they find out that something is popular, and their immediate thought is, oh, how can I capitalize off of this? So they start buying the dolls from the thrift stores, which is primarily where I used to get my collections, actually. They start buying them up and then reselling them for high prices online. And I just don't feel like that's fair to longtime collectors or people who have, like, liked Monster High for a very long time, grew up with it, and now they want a doll of their favorite character, like Draculaura, and they can't afford it anymore because it's just so expensive. And I don't know, it's always rubbed me wrong. I know that I resell dolls too, but I always try to keep my prices reasonable just because I don't want to overcharge for dolls. That feels scummy. As a collector, I just don't feel like that's right. The most I'll ever charge is, like, maybe throw 5 dolls into a lot and ask for, like, $30. Because, like, it's still, like, only a couple dollars a doll, but I always take offers and stuff. There's some sellers who just refuse to take offers. They list a doll for $300 nude just because she's rare. Like, I don't know, Treasure's Sasha, for instance. Because it's always Sasha. These people are always weird about Sasha. So they'll list a Sasha for that much, right? And then they'll say no offers, no negotiations in the description, and then they call people who tell them, hey, it's weird that you're overcharging for this doll just because she's black, and they'll be like, oh, you're a troll, and then they block you and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I just think a lot of doll resellers are very predatory. There are obviously really nice ones. I've encountered some very nice people who have sold me dolls for very good prices. They sell other people dolls for very nice prices too, and it's just great. This community does still have hope. It's just, there are a lot of people who are only in the community as resellers to make money. You'll see it on Facebook groups. People will be posting dolls that they found at the thrift store and be like, are any of these valuable? Like, why is that your first thought when you're buying dolls? I don't think that's what you should be in this for. Like, yeah, dolls do have value. It's, like, it doesn't have to be monetary, though. Dolls can have intrinsic value where, like, you're just attached to them. Like this Krista. I just like her because she's pretty. There's so many things that you can enjoy about dolls, not just how much they're worth. And while, yeah, it can be nice to have a doll that's worth some money if you're in a tight spot and you need to start selling them, like, I guess it's more understandable if you really need the money. Like, if, like, I don't know, like, you're sick or, like, a family member is sick or something, you need to pay bills. I get that. It's just really shitty for collectors, I guess. I don't know. It's, like, a really tough issue to talk about, but I just feel like the fact that dolls are so overcharged for nowadays, it's kind of sad. I don't know. It's probably rich for some of y'all to hear this coming from me who already has a ton of dolls, but I feel like the only reason I've been able to get them is because of other kind collectors who sell things for low prices or donated their dolls to thrift stores, because honestly, I wouldn't have all these things without such a nice community. Like, This is why I feel bad for people who don't have these same connections. They don't have these same opportunities. There's tons of people in other countries who like to collect dolls, but they don't have thrift stores, or eBay's too expensive. And, like, it sucks for them. So, I don't know. I just feel like this community could do better. Like, when people start asking, like, oh, how much are these dolls worth? Instead of, like, answering them, like, oh, they're worth this much, you should say, is that all you care about? You know? It just feels like to only see dolls as, like, something to make money off of is shitty. I guess that's the point I was going for. As always, this is an open discussion. You guys are free to share your thoughts in the comments. Be civil, don't insult people, and yeah. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video. It's kind of nice to just sit down and talk about something for once. And yeah, as always, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!